Hey knitters! Alright, so I'm going to show you a demonstration of how to do stranded knitting with 14 skeins of yarn. However, the yarn is put in little bobbins, which I call kind of like a card, and the main one is the teal, which is your 14th skein of yarn. Now, here's the perspective on how everything will look. So what you do is you grab your cards or your yarn bobbin and you just go ahead and cut little pieces and let it hang, because it's a lot easier to work with these cards and on twists than it is with skeins of yarn. And then my main color is still on a skein of yarn. So in this tutorial, I'm going to actually show you how to use these 14 strands of yarn and how to weave them so you have a clean finish on both sides. The whole entire video process of when I was streaming live on Twitch, I noticed when I was editing for YouTube that I kept saying knit, knit. It's Purl, and I did correct myself by putting Purl up on the screen. So this particular row is how to do stranded knitting on the Purl side, because the Purl side's a little different of how you're moving the yarns over, so you don't have those little holes, and how to make it neat on the back. So I'm going to show you this tutorial of one row of using 14 skeins of yarn. All right, everyone, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see everyone later. Bye for now. Happy knitting! Move the brown over again, knit the 2 teal, next.
5 brown.
So we're keeping the teal on the top. So 1, the brown's coming from the bottom. 2, we're going to do a 3rd brown. And then we're going to move the teal over just to float it over. And then we're going to do 4 and 5. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and this is what we're going to do now. 2 teal. We're going to move the coral over. Okay. So we're knitting 1 teal. And then we're going to flip the coral over. And we're going to move the brown over the teal, crisscross. And we're going to do 2 of that. Just so there's no holes when bringing the coral over, and the brown's helping secure it also. 1 coral, 1 teal, 1 coral. Keep the teal on top, coral on the bottom. So now what we're doing is moving the green over. We're going to extend the green a little bit more, so it gives us a little bit of a little more leeway there. Okay. So we're going to bring the green over. We're going to knit 1 teal. You said 2 teal, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then what we're going to do is move the coral over the teal, crisscross, move the green over so you don't get holes. And then we're going to go ahead, knit that one. And then what we're going to do is leave the coral here. And then we're knitting, how many green?
5.
We're going to knit 5 green. So 1, keep it at the bottom, the teal on the top. 2, 3. We're going to go ahead and move the teal over the green for stranded knitting, floating it, linkage, however you want to call it. 4, and then 5, okay? So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna move the fuchsia over, keep the green there. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna knit the one teal with the fuchsia floated over. Then what we're gonna do is move the fuchsia over the teal, move the green over the teal to the back crisscross. We're doing our second teal. Keep the green over here. Okay, now we're doing one fuchsia, one teal, one fuchsia. Okay, so we have our yellow. Okay, so what we're gonna do is move the yellow over the teal. We're gonna knit the teal, and then what we're gonna do is move the yellow over the front, move the fuchsia over the teal, the back, purl, not knit. Then we're gonna leave the fuchsia down, and then we're gonna go on to the yellow next.
5 yellow.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, cross over the teal, over the yellow, 4, and 5.
Like that.
There we go.
Right.
And then leave this one over here and put the yellow over. Okay, next.
There we go. Okay. I think you're just confusing yourself sometimes.
2, you said 2, right? For the teal?
Yes.
Okay.
1 sand.
And 1 sand.
1 teal.
Okay. 1 teal. Okay.
1 sand.
1 sand. Okay.
2 teal into brown.
Okay. So now we're going to do 2 teal. 1. 2. Okay.
5 brown.
1, 2, 3. Cross the teal over the brown. 4. And then we're going to undo that. And 5. Okay. Next.
Okay. 2 teal into aqua.
Okay. 2 teal. 1. Okay. 2. Okay.
1 aqua.
1 aqua. Okay.
1 teal.
1 teal.
1 aqua.
1 aqua.
2 teal into coral.
1. Okay, aqua over there, coral over there. So you have your aqua over the teal, coral over the teal. And then you're going to knit your other teal. We're leaving aqua. We're leaving the aqua here. And we're knitting 5 coral. And we're bringing the teal over. So 1, 2, 3, and then we bring the teal over, 4, and 5. So now I'm doing 2 teal into white. Okay. So we're bringing the white over. Okay. And then we're moving the white over the teal, and we're moving the coral over the teal, crisscross, and then we're going to knit. And then we're going to purl the, thank you. Then we just purled the other teal. We're going to purl. All right. Next.
Okay. 1 white.
1 white.
1 teal.
1 teal.
1 light.
1 white.
2 teal into yellow.
Okay. So now what we're going to do is keep the white down here. We're going to move the yellow over. Okay. And then we're going to move the yellow over the teal, and we're going to move the white over the teal. And then we're going to knit the teal. We're going to leave the white here. Next.
5 yellow.
So we're going to knit 5 yellow from the bottom, keep the teal on top. And then we're going to cross over the teal over the yellow. Five, okay. Next.
2 teal into brown.
Okay, so we will leave the yellow right here. Keep the teal on top. Move the brown over the teal. Knit that one. And then we will bring the brown over. Move the yellow over. And then we're going to knit that. Okay.
1 brown.
And then we're going to keep the teal on top. Leave the yellow over this way. And then we're going to keep it away from the brown. We're going to knit 1 brown.
1 teal.
And then we're going to knit 1 teal. We're going to purling the teal. Okay.
All right. I lost track of where we were.
All right. Purl 1 brown. Next.
2 teal into fuchsia.
Okay, so we're bringing the teal over. We're purling. Leave the brown here. Purling the teal. Then we move the fuchsia over the teal. Move the brown over the teal. And then we're going to knit crisscross. And then we're going to purl. Okay, and then we're going to purl the teal, which we did. And now what's next?
5 fuchsia.
And then we're going to do 5 fuchsia. All right, so we leave the brown over there. Leave the teal 1. We're purling. 2. 3. move the teal over the fuchsia, 4 and 5. Next,
2 teal.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to knit 1 teal, keep the fuchsia down,
2 teal.
purling the teal and move over and then purl. So this whole entire row of a demonstration is the purl row. If I said anywhere in knitting, disregard. This is a whole entire purl as I'm crisscrossing. Because when you're crisscrossing, it's a little different from when you're knitting to crisscross. Because the purl has a different perspective. Okay. And so here's a great example of crisscrossing over. The reason why I do that is, one, the way I was having the aqua on the top and the other colors on the bottom, it makes it consistent. You'll see more as we go. And same with the floating over. All your floats will stay consistent. And then having the way I float it over, now you don't have any holes as you go. So you don't see any holes. The only little gaps right at the moment is where the knots are, but what you're going to do is weave it in and then it'll fill in the gaps. You can't really do much about it when you're knotting, but when you're weaving in, it'll all work out because it'll be as if you were knitting or purling it all in to make it that way. So when you actually use your darning needle to weave it in, it'll all work out. Okay. So there you go. Now you don't have any holes and you were just stranding over, floating over, linkage over. And look at how neat it looks now. Look at how the design is starting to come out. Okay.